Hello and welcome back to Bucket Drop. I was actually going to play Wario 3, keep the momentum going from last time. I fired it up, and it turns out I forgot to make a save state after I did the last session. So I'm gonna have to redo all of that before I get back to it. But that's okay. That's okay. We're gonna play Pokemon, and we're gonna do well here. Where are we at? Sparky's almost evolved. Rosie almost learned Bite. Yeah, whatever. Let's go. We're gonna climb this lighthouse here. I don't think we did that yet. So this is the first thing I'm recording right after Christmas. Did everyone have a good Christmas? I had a pretty good Christmas. It was nice and small. Just my immediate family and my aunt and uncle. We did not have a gathering, like I said. And, I cooked prime rib. Which, is a misnomer. It wasn't even prime, it was choice. It's just what it's called, prime rib. It's like London broil. It doesn't actually... London broil... Well, I guess it's not really like that, because London broil doesn't actually mean anything in terms of meat. But, prime rib, I think, at least refers to a specific type of meat. It's a standing rib roast. And ours was choice, but it was delicious. It was, you cook it, I left it out uncovered for several days. I would have kept it open longer. Alton Brown says to leave it uncovered for a week. But we didn't get it that early, so we got it, I think Monday or Tuesday, and then left it uncovered in the refrigerator until Christmas, Friday, and then my mom woke up early, she took it out of the fridge, just left it out on the counter to get to room temperature, then I took care of it, prepared everything, made a red wine sauce, delicious. I keep wanting to say peppers and onions, but not peppers. Celery, carrots, and onions. Cook that up in a skillet. Throw in some red wine, some beef broth, some fresh herbs from the garden. That goes underneath the roast. Then it goes in the oven as low as it can possibly go. Ours goes down to 170. And cooked it for a couple hours till it got to about 118, so it was still nice and rare. Pull it out of the oven, let it sit for an hour. Cook the potatoes and everything else. Reduce the sauce while this was all happening. Then you throw it back in the oven and blast it at as high as the oven goes. Ours goes to 500 for 10 minutes. And then you take it out. You don't even have to let it sit because it sat for an hour already. You just cut it up right away. Man, it was delicious. I made prime rib once before. I made it... I want to say I made it for Easter, I think. I think I made it for Easter this year, because normally we would have a big gathering, but Easter was like right at the beginning of COVID, and people didn't really know what to do, so this was even really before you were supposed to start quarantining. It was when quarantine was like kind of a suggestion that people didn't want to think was possible, so it was just... That one was just my immediate family. No, not even my aunt and uncle or anything. And I made pretty much the same recipe. And I think it turned out a little better this time. Which, either way, both times my dad reacted as if it was the best food he's ever eaten. Which he does very often when I cook. Not to say that I'm such an amazing cook. I'm not a bad cook. He gets a little overly excited, which I appreciate. It's nice. But, I'm always very... I don't know how other people are about this, if anyone else cooks. I'm very critical of my own cooking. I enjoy it, but whenever I cook it, I don't mind, going out of the way, cooking recipes that need a little bit more time, a little more ingredients, a little bit more prep and everything. And then, as I'm eating it, I'm just noticing, little things I could have done better, I probably could have, let this cook a little bit longer. I probably could have added a little bit more of this ingredient, whatever. So I'm always very critical of my own cooking. I still enjoy what I eat, and I like cooking, but it's very rare for me to take a bite and just be like, wow, holy shit, this is amazing. I did everything right. And, sometimes you should just appreciate what you made, but it's just a hobby of mine, and it's a hobby that requires some skill, and I want to get better at it. So whenever I cook, I'm always trying to improve. Which, I'll say it, I'm a pretty decent cook. I can follow a recipe, that's really all it is. My aunt said, have you ever considered being a chef? And I said, absolutely not. Because I can follow a recipe, I can cook everything at the right temperature and everything. I'm not going to ruin your meal. But if you're like, all right, make me something, and I just have to fend for myself, I'm not going to say that I'm good at that, because I'm not. I could do it with some stuff, stuff I've made before. I could, I've made, actually I've made short ribs enough that I kind of just know what to do for that one. It's very, you brown the meat, with a lot of meats that you cook low and slow like that. I did pretty much the same recipe for short ribs, beef shins. I could probably do it with like oxtail or something. You brown the meat, cook up your vegetables, throw in wine or a beer, and then you cook it in the oven for a long time at a low temperature. It's simple like that, and then you can mess around with stuff. Use a little bit different seasonings. Maybe throw in tomato paste, leave it out, add in a couple ingredients. The best part of doing meats like that is experimenting with the braising liquid. Most of the time, a recipe will call for like a dry red wine or something, and I don't drink wine. I don't really like it. I drank it a little bit in college when we basically would just take whatever we could get, and since then I'll have it very occasionally, like a special occasion. If someone breaks out a bottle, I'm not going to go, oh, none for me. I don't want to be rude. I won't turn it down, but I generally don't enjoy it, especially like dry red wines. I don't like. So when I cook them, I like to cook with beer. And you want like a nice full beer. The one that I liked best was Ommegang. I think it's called Ommegang Three Philosophers. It's like a triple dark or quadruple, whatever it is. It's got a very strong flavor. You can actually taste like with a lot of beers, you don't really taste the alcohol like you do when you're drinking like a mixed drink or something like that, like just straight up vodka, that kind of taste. You get a hint of that in the Ommegang. Not a lot of it, just a little bit. So it's strong. It's not a chugging beer. You can't like bring it to the game with you and pound down a few of them. It's not that kind of beer, and it's a very like robust flavor. It's got hints of cherry, and it made an awesome braising liquid. I made it with I think I did that when I made shanks, which shanks are a little bit cheaper than short ribs, but they came out almost as good. Not quite as good. It was the short ribs were better, but shanks are like 3 times less expensive, and they are not 3 times worse. So it's probably worth it. And you get a little bit of bonus. You get to eat the bone marrow that's in the bone. It's great when you spread it on like toast or something, or just mix it back into the sauce and give it a little extra beefy flavor. So that came out really good. I've done it with Guinness. I've done it with Yingling. I've done it with what else have I tried? I don't think I've really tried anything lighter to see how it would come out, just because personally I like dark beers and they work really well when you cook with them like that. It's like you would never use a Bud Light for something like that. And I haven't tried. And now that I'm thinking about it, when I make like pulled pork or just pulled pork. I haven't done this with a pot roast. When I make pulled pork in the pressure cooker, you pour in a can of soda. I've never thought about pouring in a can of beer, because really what you're doing it for is to add liquid to it, because you need to add liquid to a pressure cooker to get it up to pressure, and also because it adds sugar, which, there's some sugars in beer. You get beer from fermenting sugars. It's not quite the same, so I don't know if it would work. I would maybe try that. So then also, maybe you can braise in a soda. It would definitely be different. I don't know if anyone does this, and it's probably not the best idea to try. So that might not be happening. But we'll see. Or not. Yeah, I'm probably not going to do that. I don't. I actually drink so little soda now that I cook with soda more than I drink it. I've had this bottle of. I might have mentioned this before. Hey, Alan, you got another Firestone for me? Oh, battle. Even better. So, I've mentioned this before, I think. It's a Brazilian soda. I always forget what it's called. But it's similar to a Coke, but not really. And it's kind of... It's like the taste of a Coke, kind of. But it's the color of a root... not a root beer. Of a, damn it. It's very light. It's the cover of a ginger ale. Color of a ginger ale. So it throws me off whenever I pour it. If I'm not looking at it, it tastes much closer to like a cola. But if you're looking at it, it throws you off because you're expecting it to taste like a ginger ale or a Sprite or something, like a citrus soda, because it's like a greenish yellow. But it doesn't taste like that at all. So it's weird when you're looking at it. You gotta kind of get this disconnect. But I bought a 2-liter bottle of it months ago, and I've drank 1 glass of it and cooked with it, I think 3 times. I cook with it a lot more than I drink. And other than that, I've maybe had probably at most 5 sodas over the entirety of quarantine. I just really do not drink it anymore. I used to drink soda. I used to have at least a can a day, several cans a day. It's what I drank as a kid. I didn't drink water, I drank soda. And you shouldn't do that. Soda's really bad for you. And when I went to college, not until my junior or senior year, I decided I had hit like a low point. Something happened, whatever, I don't need to talk about it, it's not important. And I put on some weight. And one of the things I did, in addition to, walking to all my classes, I didn't have my car on campus at the time. I walked to all my classes, I exercised at the gym a bit more, and, well, more. I started going at all, because really should have taken advantage of that really great gym included in my tuition, now that I have to pay to go to a gym that isn't right near my apartment. Should have taken advantage of that when I could have. But, so I walked more, I exercised more, and the biggest thing was I cut out a lot of carbs, and I lost 20 pounds in a couple months. The biggest thing about that, really, was cutting out soda. And the way I did it at first was I started drinking diet soda. And, I wasn't trying to be like, I drink this diet soda so that I can eat cake later. Because there's studies that say that when you drink diet soda, you actually gain weight. And I'm not convinced that it's not just because people cut out soda so they can eat more crap later. Like, if you're gonna drink Diet Coke and eat a piece of cake, that's one thing. If you're gonna drink Diet Coke instead of Coke and not add anything else, I'm not convinced that it's gonna make you gain weight. Because it didn't make me gain weight, I was still losing weight. I don't have a control where I just cut out the soda and not anything else. But I did that for a while, and then after that I transitioned into drinking just water. And I've been that way probably for like close to 5 years. I almost exclusively drink water and beer. Gotta have my beer. I'll have the occasional Coke Zero, because it tastes almost just like Coke. Or the occasional Diet Dr. Pepper, because that tastes very similar to regular Diet Pepper. Like, a regular Coke now is like ice cream soup. It's so sweet to me now. I don't know how I used to drink several cans of soda every day. And had I still been doing that, I'd be like 250 pounds right now. And you don't you don't need to know how much I actually weigh so you can compare it to that, but that would be bad. That would be significantly more. I'm not a skinny guy, but I'm not 250 pounds. So cutting out soda at first, there was a bit of a transition period, and now even that I've tasted Coke Zero, because I started drinking Diet Coke before Coke Zero was, like, really everywhere. I think it was either, like, recently announced and I hadn't gotten on board yet. Whatever it was, I was drinking regular Diet Coke. And, man, regular Diet Coke is pretty nasty, so it wasn't the easiest transition at first. Coke Zero, I think, tastes great. Whenever I cheat, it's Coke Zero. Pepsi Max is okay. Diet Dr. Pepper's okay. Coke Zero is my guilty soda pleasure. And when I do drink it, there's usually specific foods. I might have mentioned this before, but for me, it's pizza and burgers. If I'm having a pizza or a burger, gotta have Coke Zero. Is this where one of these guys gives me the strength TM? Is it this guy? Pokemon should look like lightweights. Ah, you dick. Okay, I need to double check real quick. Who am I teaching strength to? Ooh, I didn't think this through. I might have been planning on teaching... Configuring off. Oh, I just got a new phone the other day. I got the new Samsung. Well, the newest Samsung. And I forgot that I need to re-log into everything. Oh, man. No, don't send. Here we go. Okay. Just pull... where's my... Oh, I'm gonna do this off camera. Alright, back in business. So the reason I couldn't find it, it's saved on my old phone, not uploaded to my OneDrive. Okay. So I have to think about this here for a second. I was originally going to teach the strength to Electabuzz, but I forgot that Electabuzz knows Dizzy Punch. So instead, I took Headbutt, which I was going to teach to Hitmonchan, and taught that to Flareon. So I think I was planning on then teaching Strength to Hitmonchan, which means that Electabuzz, if I will need to teach Strength to Electabuzz then, which takes Strength away, which takes Headbutt away from Hitmonchan, so, damn it, I screwed this up a little bit. I didn't think this through. Alright, let's see. Let's see what I could do. Alright, Elekid knows Dizzy Punch. I taught Headbutt to Flareon. Fearow can't learn it. Togepi can't learn it. Feraligatr already knows 2 HMs, and is going to learn... Yeah, I need to get rid of Cut pretty soon. Ooh. Hopefully I can get rid of Cut before... Oh man, I'm not going to be able to get rid of Cut before it learns Slash, so I'm going to be stuck with Cut most likely. Because I can't get rid of Cut until I get to the 8th gym town, which is going to take a little while. Alright, well I guess I'm teaching it to Sparky. And then I'll teach it to, Man, that sucks. I didn't think that through. Oh well. Oh, he can't learn it. Okay. Well, then I'm not going to do anything until Sparky evolves. That was stupid. Okay. So, this is a problem for the next episode then, I guess. In the meantime, I'm going to start surfing here. Sparky is very close to evolving, and I need to... I've started putting... I used to have all of my Pokemon as graphics up on the screen, and that takes up too much time rendering and everything. Oh, I think she gives me an item. Nope, never mind. You can put blah blah blah. No, oh, maybe it's her. Someone over here gives me like a magnet. Yeah, nope, never mind. It's one of the Days of the Week people. Okay, never mind. There's 7 siblings, and depending on the day of the week, they'll appear in various spots and give you an item that boosts a certain type. One of them's over here, and she gives you a sharp beak, but I'm just gonna randomly guess. I'm pretty sure she's here on Thursdays, and I'm recording this on Sunday. So, got nothing. But yeah, so I put my Pokemon as objects on screen at first, but that takes up too much memory. It takes too long to render and everything. So as of right now, these Pokemon are literally just part of the graphic. And I made it in Photoshop, so I'll be able to easily remove and add, like, when Electrode evolves into Electabuzz. So I think what I'll do is, right at the end of this episode, I'm going to end this episode as Sparky is evolving, probably, depending on how the timing works out. And then I'll start the next episode with Sparky as an Electabuzz. Sounds good? Sounds good. All right. Timing-wise, though, that will make this episode a little bit shorter, but that's fine. It's okay. Man, I'm blown about strength. I hope Electabuzz can actually learn strength. I should probably check that right now. Did I turn this phone off now? I did. Okay. Let me pull it up on the other phone. I'm switching phones now. I kept my old phone just for, not specifically for this, but for occasions like this, so I could see what I need to log into. If anything was missing, like this. And just because it's good to have a backup phone. I always keep my previous... I've never had to turn in a phone because I'm generally slow to upgrade my phone. I don't really rush to get the new one. Okay, Electabuzz can learn strength. I don't rush to get the new phone because well, I don't need to. I used to get the 2-year contracts, would ride those out, then get the new phone. So I've never had to do anything where you, like, trade in your phone to upgrade early. And now I just buy the phone. Like, the contracts are not worth it. Just buy the phone. If you have the money to buy it now, buy it now. Spreading the money out due to inflation, you're spending more money anyway. So I don't. I just buy the phone, ride it out until it's on the verge of being broken, and then keep the old phone as a backup. So I still have my whatever I had before my last one. I had my phone up until a week ago was a Samsung S9, and I think I had a Samsung S7 or something. So I do still have that in a drawer at my house as the old backup. Now I have this one as a backup just in case. And I guess I can get rid of the old phone now. I guess I'll hold on to this one until I replace this S20. Which, speaking of which, the salesman who sold it to me did not really know anything about it. It's fairly new, and people want iPhones. So he was very knowledgeable about the iPhone S12 that he talked my mom into getting, even though she didn't need. But for me, he couldn't really answer my questions. He didn't really know what the difference is between the different models. And I was Googling it and looking stuff up after he already opened the box and gave it to me, which it's fine. I like it. It works. There's nothing where I was like, I need this. And he goes, oh, yeah, it has it. And then I look it up and go, wait, this doesn't have it. No, it's fine. The only problem is that I like this case called Tech 21. It's a very light and flexible case that goes around the back of it, and it's small. I don't like this phone is bigger than my older one, and you know sometimes I have to stretch my finger to reach the corner of the screen. So it would be really nice to have a screen, a case that's a little smaller. The one I had to put on it was a little bigger because they didn't have the case I wanted at the store. So I got a different one. And then I ordered the case I like for it, and lo and behold, it's the wrong size. Apparently, the S20 and the S20 FE, the version I got, are not the same size. This one is a little bit bigger. and Tech21 does not make a case for the Samsung S20 FE. So I'm pretty blown about that. But in the meantime, right here, Sparky's about to evolve. Let's see, when's the best time to cut this off? Look at him. He's evolving. And... bam. Alright, we'll put the graphic on the screen right now. And then I'm going to replace it right here. So, this will be it for this time. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. See you next time. Peace out.